Cisco, it's time for the third and final day of the 2025 California Warriors. Alex Tui, they're one of their two second-round draft picks. Vladislav Golden, Kasparis Yakachonis, their first. Bolden and Golden jumping it up. He will have the first possession. Kyra Lewis Jr. There's Larson coming off his rookie season with Miami. A nice take.
Pell Larson getting, and he's got a nice size to him that allows to get into the paint, get defenders off of him, and make big plays like that.
6'5", 215. Speaking of that size, scored 18 points in his first California Classic game. Did not play in the second in transition.
When you've got, he's gonna find his teammates early, just as he did there with Lewis Jr.
Jackson Rowe with three. He was a tri-way contract with Golden State, a great story.
He's had a really great weekend. Just impressing a lot of folks with his ability to get the ball up the floor, his size as well. I think the Warriors are keeping an eye out for him for sure.
Yakachonis can't get it. Here's Tui's first touch and dribble.
Buckets for the Warriors.
Larson slipping. Good defense by Taron Armstrong. Lewis from 17. An offensive rebound. Yakachonis, he struggled with his shot here in the first two games, setting up Larson for three.
Warriors doing a great job of, playing defense, but not boxing out.
Yeah.
That's the third offensive rebound for Miami as they finish the play. That's the last thing, playing great defense, but you allow the easy bucket from not closing out the possession.
Yeah, defense possession isn't finished until you get the board.
That's right. That is right.
A lot of
target to hit, and he hits it with like a big man slam.
Big bad Vlad with the dunk.
I like it.
I read that nickname on No Ceiling, so credit to them as Richard hits the elbow Jimmy. Yakachonis, he can shoot it. Just hasn't been dropping here as it's knocked out. When you've been slumping, not that you were ever in a slump at Yale, but just theoretically, Zena, how important is it to hit one of your first shots if you are in a slump?
Well, shooters got to shoot. You got to keep putting the ball up because you never know what's going to happen. As long as you are performing your routine, your rhythm, your form, that is what you have to keep doing because it will eventually come back. You don't want to lose your confidence, especially in a situation like this. These guys are out here trying to get reps, trying to do the right things. It's not about hitting every shot, but making sure that you're not jacking up bad shots, right? And you're making doing things within the rhythm of the offense. That's what scouts are going to be looking for.
Taron Armstrong, really good on Saturday, handling pressure. Didn't turn it over once. Setting up Marquise Bolden. Can't bank it home.
Yeah, Taron Armstrong, watching him this weekend, he's got a nice little probe dribble. He's going to figure out if he can get through the seams, see what he can find, develop. As he gets the ball here, goes the other way. And he can accelerate just like here.
Yeah, he's got some length to him and can't finish in transition. And he was really solid for the Santa Cruz Warriors on that two-way contract. Pella Larson from deep.
With the size and the outs, this is the type of player he fits exactly what Heat culture looks for in terms of his physique and his bag, basically, his capacity.
He'll fit right in Miami as Bolden a little frustrated with himself there.
Marquise making some good moves towards the basket, just not being able to get the touch around the rim.
He injured his Achilles last summer league, and he was playing really well for Golden State when he had that Achilles injury. So just making his way back. There'll be a foul. Yeah.
As they head to Vegas. And makes, even more pressure on these opportunities to get your reps in front of these scouts now.
Yeah, you'll see that every now and then. A handful of teams, they'll have a pre-Vegas roster.
They're at the rim. As it went back out, immediate magnets back to their men to count down the shot clock and That's discipline on defense. That is how you end the shell drill, Kevin.
Yes, exactly. And hey, no defensive rebound necessary when you force a 24-second shot clock violation. Jackson Rowe all the way to the hole for 2.
And Rowe did a lot of that in Santa Cruz, just being able to use his size. First step so quick. And again, look at those arms, very long. Being able to get past his defender, utilizing his arms to extend and stretch.
There's a deflection,
and there
speaking
it is
of.
again.
And fouled from behind is Cameron.
It's like build. I mean, you could see him on a foot kneecap. Some passing lanes. He'll be able to get in front of the defenders, and this allows him to guard a lot bigger positions than he is because of his size.
By comparison, my fingertips go down to my mid-thighs.
Mid-thigh, exactly.
So, yeah, not quite the same wingspan as Jackson
same.
Rowe. Myron Gardner in there setting a screen for Yakachonis. First minutes in the California Classic for Umar Ballo out of Indiana and Arizona. A nice finish, and also Gonzaga.
Big special. I love the way that Ballo plays around the rims. Got a great touch to him. Runs the floor well. Nice ad for the Heat.
Leopold Delaunay from Le Mans in France hits the 17-footer.
Can you say swish with a French accent?
I can't say swish, but I could say that was magnifique.
Magnifique, I love it. France has been taking over the NBA and the WNBA.
They really have. Look no further than the Golden State Valkyries.
There you go.
Kyra Lewis Jr. speeding to the rim. Coleman Hawkins bouncing it back. Clean look for Taron Armstrong.
Armstrong coming right behind his gaps of the defense. Great shot selection early in the offense.
Yakachonis taking some contact. He'll get to the stripe.
These type of moves, these type of decisions, that's the extra little detail.
He's a hooper, man.
Elite level. I mean, that's that basketball IQ. You want to be able to have someone make. You can't draw that up.
Yeah.
Just make that in transition, early offense. I love that.
Both free throws good. Yakachonis on the board. Hawkins, no good.
Little trap in the backcourt.
Gardner gets out of it. Yakachonis gets downhill and draws another. That was on LJ Cryer. It was clean up top, and there was a little shove to the old left hip of Kasparis Yakachonis. That's Noah Senge of the Chicago Bulls. And there's one other that is on the tip of my tongue right now as he splits the pair. But that was a really good basketball without borders campus. The first-round pick who was at that basketball without borders.
Miami 8, Golden State restricted to just 2. And the thing about it is it's not even the Miami big men. Everyone's just getting in. They've got to do a little bit better with the perimeter pressure. Stop.
Pass. Here comes Tui. He's a skilled big. He's a grab-and-go kind of guy. Played with the Sydney Kings in Australia. He's a native of Australia.
He likes to get going in free space.
Yes, he does.
You let him loose in transition, you're going to have a problem on the other end.
10 and you're out in Summer League. LJ Cryer coming off a really good game, 19 points. Little push shot from 17.
Two-man game, the screen, then re-screen with Marquise Bolden. Get some space open up for the Warriors. A nice little push shot. I like it.
The block approximately, and the play originated in the backcourt. Your thoughts on this test of a potential rule?
I love it. I'm sure that Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, all the guys that put stuff up to help their team and also give us some highlights are probably like, listen, this is hurting my stats, okay? I need to clean this up. And I also just love that the NBA had at it.
Yeah, we saw it in the G.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's so situation in which the point guard and the big girl, I mean on the women's basketball side, but they were the ones that got tangled up. It feels very Stan. Okay, I took over.
No,
I took over. Go
mean,
ahead, Kevin.
I was watching the Wings and Mercury last night. Lee Rue was going up against Sammy Whitcomb, I think, and the ball was thrown directly to Sammy Whitcomb. It was just not a well-thrown jump ball. Coleman Hawkins. On kick, Richard missing. Dante Scott the offensive rebound, and I'll go. What do you know? We've lost 28 seconds of our life.
And before we know it, we've not done our jobs talking about this game. We're complaining about possession arrows. Yes, no, I agree with you. I think it would make it so much simpler and cleaner. Go back to the college system in that way, for sure.
We got 3 in the key call.
With that same theme that your main club usually would have, and that allows you to go into that system seamlessly. And you definitely want Will Richard and Alex Tui being able to do that.
That's for sure.
Some time, a little bit more development, he could possibly be at that 3 position for sure.
Okay, his mind. Steve Settle obliges. A Temple Owl after 4 years at Howard. Larson, the lob to big, bam, Vlad.
Larson, get that close to the basket, throws it up for his big man. Great cut by Golden just to get in there as well. Excuse me, Vlad, to get in there.
Knocked away. Hawkins missing. It's Larson, and we have a block.
You good out in front of him. He might be looking like he's still looking for his teammate, and he'll immediately put the ball on the ground. Did what he was supposed to do in that he tried to hedge, knowing that his big man was behind him. The most you can do is completely commit and hope that someone can jump up with Golden behind you and peel off, but that close to the basket, it's incredibly difficult. That's why that play is set up in that way.
6-0 start to the second quarter for Miami. Taron Armstrong getting inside. Good look for Coleman Hawkins, but he couldn't catch it.
Williams actually just performed that well in that he made things difficult for Hawkins as he rolled.
Settle, but the rim protection there for Hawkins.
Wall up. I like that, Hawkins. Straight up, great defense.
If you're playing Summer League and you don't play hard, that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
But all these guys really leaving it out there as the Warriors turn it over again. Pella Larson banking.
Alongside a Tyler Hero, they've got a similar game in that they, with their ability to put the ball on the ground, just doesn't have quite the outside shot. But he's obviously significantly thicker and stronger. Great wing presence for Miami.
9-0 run now for the Heat to start this second quarter. Taron Armstrong trying to get the Dubs off the schneid here. Can't do it, but there's Jackson Rowe with the rebound.
Jackson Rowe doing a little bit of everything.
Cryer couldn't hit. Gardner, good catch and finish and a foul. It's just Warriors basketball with a bucket after all that.
Okay. So maybe the lack of the armbar extension was enough to say, you know what? Cryer's just a little small in comparison to Gardner.
Well, we get back to work now. Gabe Mattson probing. Nice dump off inside to Bolden.
Again, right at the basket, making the right reads. Would have loved for Mattson to find Bolden a little sooner, but still. Not a bad shot taken, just couldn't finish it. All lineups, being able to have that switchability, that flexibility to guard big bodies down. 3-and-D is going to be huge in general for a lot of these scout players, these Summer League players that are looking to get scouted to the big clubs. But right now, bench towards in the playoffs and such, that is why he is part of this team. But now it's just a matter of what else can you provide when you're out there.
A couple of games where he was in the rotation when the Warriors were really down bodies during the trade deadline. He did some nice things. I mean, he guarded LeBron for a good chunk of the second half of a game against the Lakers. Gets a contest there on a key shot. Johnson miss. Duvernay pushing the pace.
Covered ground just now. Maybe going a little too fast for his own good, but definitely showed the foot speed there.
Yeah. Native of Cholet in France. Bolden, I think, got a piece of that.
I would just say swish.
You
know, a lot of French people just use English phrases.
Yeah, okay.
They love American phrases, and they just add a little bit of flair to it.
Okay. Delaunay avec la planche.
Avec la, oh, look at you. And Delaunay once again using that foot speed, getting by his defender, getting to the rim.
Nice back cut.
Oh, yeah, the give and go. Asphalt, who can beat you?
Delaunay shooting that one with confidence. Javante Cook has Been a really good G League player these last 3 years. Last year with the Oklahoma City Blue.
You're a big fan of Javante Cook.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big Javante Cook guy here. Keyshot Johnson, good cut, good reverse.
Miami is just doing a phenomenal job with the give and goes, being able to give the ball up and get around their defenders. And they're face cutting the Warriors right now, getting into the paint with them behind them. Not great defensive principles being shown right now by the Warriors. But
on the Cincinnati.
Warriors have got to get in front. The second the ball is passed, get in front of your player. Don't let them face cut in front of you.
Kyra Lewis, former Pelicans lottery pick, takes it all the way inside.
One thing you've got to give a lot of credit to is Golden's size. He has been a wall in which his players have been able to kind of probe dribble around him and cause confusion. It's hard to be able to figure out who you're supposed to pick or how you're supposed to hedge when you've got a big man like that in the way.
Madsen can't make it 2 in a row.
Streak ended quick.
At 1. Keyshot Johnson still balling here for Miami. Goes to Yakachonis.
He's still looking for it. Expect this slow-mo showing exactly my point of Golden size. My goodness.
Arbor.
That is beautiful defense, Bell Larson. It's all about any of these players that are coming back in the Summer League. Show that development happened, right?
Yes.
That you're on the right track. You're still getting better. You know, you're not supposed to play all of Summer League. There you go. Nice outside shot, ball movement from Miami, but you're not supposed to play every game in Summer League. You're supposed to show I'm doing the right things to continue layup, proving he's on the right path still.
Jackson Rowe now with 9 points. Keyshot Johnson trying to body his way down low on LJ Cryer. Got stuck in a bad place. A run out for Madsen, back for Jackson Rowe, and one. Invited to like a party the night before that second game, like some NBA function. He's like, next day.
I remember that. Yeah, he didn't like his first showing, but happens. Had to get the jitters out.
Great start to his NBA career. Double comes, Yakachonis.
Wall up, loving that defense inside, trapping the box.
Around and out, just not.
Things that these scouts, these coaches are gonna be looking for in this second half as they close out the game.
And just gave a delay of game warning to Golden State, so the next one is a technical freebie for Miami. Second half underway. Jackson Rowe. Nice wrap around to Marquise Bolden.
And immediately Jackson Rowe still showing his leadership capability of taking that ball inside, finding his big man, but then Marquise Bolden getting the finish inside. A good start for Golden State in the second.
He was 0 for 3 in the first half. That's got to feel good for him. Keyshot Johnson showing off the offhand.
Nice play against Tui, being able to finish at the glass again on the offhand, as you mentioned.
Or in the words of Shaq, feet work.
Feet work.
Marquise Bolden off the glass work right there.
Immediately trying to rectify that point paint situation at the half, 24-12 in Miami's favor. Marquise Bolden immediately saying, I got you, Zena. Don't you worry.
All these players trying to have your back, ZK.
I see. I see.
Taron Armstrong. The skip to Rowe. Good looking pass.
Good pass and good slip by Marquise Bolden to just cause just a bit of confusion to allow that pass to get through on the weak side. I like the vision there, the floor vision.
Keyshot Johnson drills the third.
In a little bit.
Yeah.
I see they're exchanging buckets a bit. I like Keyshot Johnson switching it up how he's doing it though.
Tui can't connect. Yeah, this is off limits to fans today, to the general public, but there are family and friends in the building. There is a nice cheering section for Keyshot Johnson. Of course, he is a Bay Area native.
I did hear that little cheer after that outside three.
Yeah, the cheering section here last year as well. Golden finishing.
So once again, attracting attention and getting his big man open. I'm up.
Bolden. Sets the screen for Richard. Kyra Lewis Jr. all over it. Run out for the Heat. Behind the back, the key shot.
Couldn't answer on the other side. Then way LeBron played.
Yeah.
Right? They're
and a loss there. Taryn Armstrong blocked. And the false step.
Transition opportunity. Keyshot is showing out right now.
He really is. That was awesome. Pella Larson's turn. And he follows his own miss.
It's too easy. Again, where's the perimeter defense from the Warriors?
Armstrong short on the three. This thing starting to slide away from Golden State. Plenty of time, but now down 19. Kyra
couldn't quite make it.
.9-0 run for Miami. Coleman Hawkins gonna pass this one off. Richard, great separation on that step back.
Lewis Jr. icing that screen incredibly well, forcing Richard the other way. Richard could not hit that midi that time.
Golden not slipping the screen there, and Richard will take advantage.
Even better icing the screen that time, leading right into the hedge.
All right, so when you say ice, explain that to those of us who...
For sure. So basically when you ice a screen, you're isolating. So as Yakachunas is coming off this screen right here, imagine his defender instead.
Impressive. As we got free throws here for Kasparis Yakachonis.
Oh, I'm sure some scouts are sitting up a little straight. Johnson.
Yakachonis 1 year in Illinois, third team all Big Ten selection. Gets both there. He's got 5 points all at the line. Still looking for his first make from the field in this contest. To a curling Cryer. Good ball movement.
Wow.
Madsen wide open.
That's Warriors basketball. You saw the veer screen, which means you start with the ball screen and then you go off ball screen. Kept moving and then it goes out to the corner. Boom, easy shot, movement. Oh, basketball junkies are just happy right now. That's beautiful offense.
We have a whistle away. A little flare for that one. Madsen sinking his teeth in there defensively. Duvernay. Atois.
I like this continuation in a scoring drought, and now it's coming off of what? Defense into offense. Exactly what you want to see.
Cut it to 13.
Great peel switch results in the turnover.
Jackson Rowe the save. Hawkins, Madsen for three. Got it.
Defense into offense. Delano
push here to cut it to 10. Not for long, and alley-oop.
Kevin, what can't he do? Okay, we're getting offense, we're getting defense.
More than 2 assists per game with the Sioux Falls Skyforce.
Good on Bala for finishing it out for him.
Madsen hard to the hole. Somehow falls off for him.
And that's what you want. It's just tough, they're not finishing.
Gardner thought about it. Tough shot.
Try to do it with the inside hand. That's always tough. Didn't have enough oomph on it.
Good ball movement here. Duvernay for three. Hawkins on the follow.
And that's why you offensive rebound. Hawkins just getting his way. Easy two, just from being relentless. I like it.
Second bucket for number 50 in white. Lewis runs into a triple team and really a quadruple team.
Ew.
He's skilled, I tell you.
And again, Coleman Hawkins with that give and go, but then butt screen. That's what I used to call it, at least.
There's a butt screen.
You just put your butt to catch up. It's a little delay, you cause.
The Duvernay deuce cuts this to 8. Closest the Warriors have been all half. They're down 12 at the break. It's a lob for Keyshot Johnson.
Leave it to an above the rim contest on.
Cryer, no. I do like that bounce back, though, from Coleman Hawkins. He showed it once in the first half, too. Gardner. Great bomb. Williams would like that one back. Thought about the three. clock for Lewis. Deep one, not enough. Delaney, the handle, I think got fouled. Marcus Williams for three.
I could hear that. That was pretty.
It's a great sound. How do you say it again?
I don't know. It's just got. You want to be able to have that high field goal percentage. Be a big man that can finish close to the basket.
Will Richard, that's a pretty sound.
Yes, exactly. This is what Richard needs, and he's capable of. So he's just got to be able to develop that and make that such a fundamental part of his game. Is that nice pull-up? I believe that the mid-range is alive. Okay, it's there in the women's game. I want it back in the men's game. And I think Richard could be one of those people that can do that for sure.
Richard now with 9 points. Joined the senior national team for World Cup qualification in 2023.
Was it 2?
Yeah, well, you had
I mean, that's
good
what
eyes.
I was calling I mean, it's not supposed to be mid-range. You gotta take a step back there or go up.
I didn't want to say, I was like, it's a 3, I was thinking.
No, it was a mid-range. I saw his toe on the line.
It was a 2, yeah, you're right. I think,
and I think that's his shot.
Take a point away.
Yeah, but I think that's his shot even more so because of his bounce.
Richard bounce pass. Dante Scott. Been in the paint for a while. Tui to beat the shot clock.
He was on target, but not enough. Again, credit to Golden. Just his size alone deters folks in the paint from making things. Dante Scott had nowhere to go.
Inside, big bad flag.
Said this earlier, Kevin. I mean, the face cuts going right down the middle of the paint. It's too easy.
Yeah, can't let someone face cut you.
Can't tell you how many suicides I've ran for that.
I thought you were always attentive on defense, though.
Of course, we all were, right?
In transition, Miami, they kind of slow it down. A drop off for Settle, gliding to the rim.
It's just too of twist screens and being ball screens and being able to do all this motion up top confuses the perimeter defense and allows them to get lanes right to the basket. Outside the arc, and just at the last second, right when they realize, oh, my defender is flat on there in the basket, it's also who can get to the basket from the perimeter.
Bolden missing both. Into the corner for Keyshawn Johnson, his second 3 of the game. Timeout called by Lane Wilson.
My favorite part about the promo for that game, it was like all the rookies of Dylan Harper and VJ Edgecombe and obviously Cooper Flagg and then Bronny James.
Yeah. Hey, Bronny James, he had a nice game. He only played 10 minutes. He was kind of working his way back from an illness.
Yeah, of course.
10 points, 10 minutes, had a nice dunk.
Athleticism still on display.
Glad Golden missing inside. Jerry Cryer stopping and popping. Dante Scott, the offensive rebound, muscles it in.
Had a little English on it, too, the basket. Off a twist.
Maryland Terrapin makes it 81-61, so they did take a point away from Will Richard. That was a 2, not a 3. Kyra Lewis Jr. has always been known for his quicks. Shows him off there, and he's in double figures, now 13.
He's had a solid night, 6 of 9 from the floor, making the right reads, whether it's for his teammates or for himself.
Oh, just tough tonight.
I don't think so. I'm waiting. I don't think I'll have to wait long, though.
Jay Cryer out here trying to function for the Warriors, down 22 inside to Coleman Hawkins and puts it home.
Kevin, as this game goes on, I really get the whole Hawkins appeal.
Yes.
I love his intentionality around screening, and I love how he gets to the glass. Look at this. Screen into trap. Causes the defensive play as Keyshawn Johnson, there it is.
Body.
I think so.
Delaunay, the Commissioner's Cup, the NBA Cup brands. Free throws are good.
Warriors picking up the intensity now in this fourth quarter, trying to make something of this game. You can see full court press officially on.
Danger to the cutter. That's J.C. Butler, Caron Butler's son.
Now here's the challenge. You use all of that energy to make everything rushed on one end. Can you settle down on your end to get a bucket?
Great cut by Richard and a nice reverse to boot.
And the answer is
50 is doable.
We've seen crazier things in the NBA.
That's for sure. Nearly stolen. Madsen keeps it alive and play hard down the back. This is like 20 years ago.
Coleman Hawkins on the glass. We get to put the skates on again. Or actually, don't put the skates on. Put the defense on again.
Marcus Williams. Off to J.C. Butler. Tried to teardrop it home. Nice rebound for Will Richards, who's in double figures with 10. Though I'm sure he wants to get back. A play foul. L.J. Cryer. The shoulders. That's kind of a weird quirk of this one, though. 15-point game. Lewis gets free and drills it.
Again, all the action happening at the top of the key, across the perimeter, just guards getting open, hitting shots.
Cryer from 15.
Midi.
I like it. The midi still bringing it back in summer league.
You know, Jimmy Butler's still trying to keep it alive.
That's right. Yeah.
And I like the Warriors staying on theme here.
Lewis drilling that off his leg. Kick ahead. Coleman Hawkins tracks it down, lays it in and a foul. Hawkins, just a 67% foul shooter in college over 5 years and was worse at K-State at 58%, but hits that. Points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists in 17 minutes. They force another turnover. Will Richard can't lay it in. And the Heat dodge one there.
Of course, you got to pace yourself. But I do love that the Warriors are stepping it up. You're seeing these traps into screens, making the Miami Heat uncomfortable. And I was going to say, is Keyshawn Johnson just comfortable enough? No, doesn't hit that outside shot. But this is the pace that the Warriors feel comfortable playing right now, and it's looking good for them.
Trying to get the snatch back off there, Taron Armstrong. Madsen drops it off. Tui with the lay-in.
And now it's the Warriors finding the seams to attack the perimeter defense and then dump it off to their big man and Alex Tui.
Butler the air ball. Armstrong the box out. It's only an 11-point game.
The Warriors have completely shifted the energy of this game to their favor.
Oh, Taron Armstrong, that would have been an incredible keeping it alive.
And that would have been an incredible bucket. One defender off your arm, tip it in.
Hand back, Marcus Williams off the glass. That's a clever finish.
The inside hand right by your defender.
That might be the bucket to do it. Jackson Rowe.
However, I don't know if we're coming down on time here. We'll see what the Warriors can.
Summer League games. Gets them both.
Feisty out there, Taron Armstrong.
Marcus Williams trapped, gets out of it nicely. Butler, nice bounce pass. Danger.
You can't let them out because once you let Tui ending up on the bad end of that.
Danger splits the pair. 89-77. 4 threes and 4 stops. That's all it takes if you're Golden State. Here's a 3, but it doesn't go. Everyone coming into today, the California Classic at 1-1. J.C. Butler to the line in 6 games in the regular season. Gets them both.
It's really cool to be able to see the next generation
Yeah.
out on the floor. I always wonder what LeBron feels like when he's like, yeah, my dad played with you or played against you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, going into watch.
It is today, July 8th. Congrats.
It was a very successful 4 years in Miami for LeBron. 4 NBA Finals, 2 NBA titles, 2 Finals MVPs.
It's called getting the job done, Kevin.
Indeed. Settled to beat the clock. Final 45 seconds of this one. Heat by 15. Drop back for Richard. Didn't catch it cleanly.
Yeah, Richard's toes weren't quite set up there. Gives the ball up, but not enough for the Warriors.
One more possession of offense. You imagine both ways. Good look inside, danger. Back for his 6th season of college ball, because he didn't play 1 year, the year that Baylor won the national. I was done after 4. I did not want to go back. Trust me.
Man.
Well, you know, for the right NIL deal, I think I would have done a 5th year.
We are in a different time, though.
Yeah, if they want to give me a cool $50K for wiping up wet spots, I would have done it.
Nice baseline move with the nice spin.
Yeah.
An elevation by Richard.
Well, Richard up to 12 points. He had 16 on Sunday. That should do it for our scoring, 93-79. And there's your final buzzer. We'll speak.